Hello, and welcome to the Gardening Channel. I'm your host, Mike Ventura. Certainly my pleasure to have you with us. So on this presentation, we're going to talk about setting up a diet for warm season grasses. And when I say warm season grasses, I'm referring to kikuyu grass, Bermuda grass, St. Augustine. These are examples of warm season grasses. And these are plants that require a photoperiodism that meaning they're exposed to sunlight for a long period of time, 8 to 10 hours. This is opposite of cool season turf grasses, which have a shorter photoperiodism requirement. It means they don't require as much sunlight. So let's talk about warm season grasses. Now, what's interesting, warm season grasses have got a different type of root system as compared to cool season. Cool season grasses tend to have what is called a tuft or an individual type of rooting system, where it's not like a rhizome or a stolon. And when I say rhizome or stolon, stolon is a root system that grows on top of the soil and it roots in every time the little node goes down and makes contact. A rhizome actually grows underneath the soil, inside the soil rather, and so consequently you have a grass which got a much more aggressive root system. An example of a plant such as Bermuda grass, which has got a rhizome and a stolon, this plant has got a very aggressive root system. It does require soil temperature to be about 55 degrees in order for it to come out of dormancy. The same applies to kikuyu grass. It requires the soil temperature once it gets above 55 to start coming out of dormancy. So as you get further into the springtime, as the soil temperature begins to warm up closer to March and April, as the soil temperature begins to get warmer, that root system is going to get going because the soil temperature is warming up and the plant's going to start growing and reproducing. At that time is when you want to go ahead and start changing the diet of the turf grass. In this case, if you have a cool season turf that's growing with the warm season, that's okay. It's just that now you want to start pushing that Bermuda grass, the kikuyu grass, to get going and start coming out of dormancy and start to grow more actively. And one of the ways to do that is to change the diet. And one of the ways, what we're talking about right now is going from a fertilizer which responds quickly, such as the calcium nitrate or ammoniacal nitrate, to more of a sulfur-coated urea. Because you don't want to get a fast push of growth, you want to have a nice sustained growth, all right? And also you want to encourage the root system to go. Keep in mind that if you use calcium nitrate or ammoniacal nitrate, both of those fertilizers, there's no phosphorus in there. Calcium nitrate is generally like 34% nitrogen, 0 phosphorus, 0 potassium. So now you want to switch your diet to a fertilizer which has phosphorus and potassium inside of the bag. And look at the analysis in the bag of the percentage of phosphorus and potassium in conjunction to what you have for nitrogen. Also, you want to start looking at using, as I said, the sulfur-coated ureas. This is a fertilizer that has each particle is coated. So as you irrigate the lawn, a little bit of the coating gets eroded away with the water and it releases a little bit of nitrogen. And this works great for warm season turf grasses. Which is also nice is that you get that nice sustained growth and you're encouraging root hair development, and you're also encouraging the plant to really develop and produce obviously new leaves, but at a little slower rate, a more regulated rate as compared to a fast flush of growth that you get with calcium nitrate. Also, is your duration between application rounds of the fertilizer. You may find that you're going to get maybe 8 weeks between a sulfur-coated urea product that's going to take you longer. It's going to take you longer to get the initial green up because it's slowly releasing the nitrogen. And so consequently, it takes maybe a little longer before the nitrogen starts getting released from the plant, but you're getting a little more sustained growth. Also, when you look at the analysis on the bag, take a look and see if you have a micronutrient called iron and also magnesium. These two elements are very important because they also give the leaf more green color. So you have 3 nutrients in the bag which are going to give you green color. You have nitrogen, which is a macronutrient, and iron and zinc, which are micronutrients. And that's what you want. You want to start getting that nice green color going with the turf grass and with the phosphorus producing root hairs, which will help that plant to develop a nice strong root system. So when it gets more aggressively into the growing season, you have a plant that's got plenty of fertilizer down there. What's very, very important to remember is that for several months, that soil was not being opened up as far as having oxygen down there. So once you get into the growing season, you want to encourage that root system to really get going and start pushing through the soil. And there's other cultural practices we'll be talking about to help that root system really get going. But the important thing now is to start getting that phosphorus, potassium down there so the root system of that Bermuda grass or your other warm season turf starts getting going and starts growing more and developing a nice, strong, healthy root system. We'll also talk about getting the soil going, which is very, very important because one of the keys to success of managing a warm season lawn is having a well-maintained soil. So with that kind of gives you a little insight as far as setting up the diet for your warm season grass. I know it's early, but it's good to have that thought process going as you get closer to the beginning of the growing season around March or April, as far as switching the diet from a fast-reacting nitrogen to a slow-reacting nitrogen, rather than getting a flush of growth, but sustained growth. Okay, so with that, again, thank you for tuning into the Gardening Channel, and have a very good day.